Hello there and welcome to Doodle. My name is Deej, aka Deej Doodles, and on today's episode we're jumping right back into the world of Pokemon, a world that many people view it as escapist entertainment, while others use it for scalping and gouging prices to the point they practically ruined McDonald's kids' toys. I can promise right now my 3-year-old was definitely not happy about that. But moving on, today's viewer suggestion comes from Twitch, and they requested turning Pokemon moves into RPG weapons. I immediately fell in love with the idea, and while they didn't exactly give me specific moves to use, I just asked my buddy Fanboy Gift to just pick random moves, and then I chose my favorite 3 from the list. So your very own adventure into Doodle is about to unfold, so let's doodle! Alright, for the first move I went with Poison Powder. When I was thinking of designs for RPG weapons, I actually played a little bit of Splatoon to get some, inspiration. A lot of them are not just guns and blasters, they have some creative looking ones like a giant paintbrush and such, so for Poison Powder, I definitely wanted to, use the top of Vileplume, and originally I was going to have it look like a blaster, but then I thought maybe it'd be cooler if it was like a staff, if it looked like that. They're about to use Poison Powder, and maybe as the poison starts shooting out, the flower can spin around a bit like one of those little spinning fan toys. Definitely had also to give her a mask so then she couldn't be affected by her own attack. I think the way this weapon would work in RPG is getting hit wouldn't immediately damage you. You get poisoned, and then you'd start slowly losing health, but the twist could be the longer you take to heal yourself, the more damage it will increase, so they would start losing health faster and faster. One thing that I also like to point out is, when I do these videos, you're essentially watching me do, the first inks, and what I mean by that is, after I finish doodling this character, I'll go back and clean up sometimes or even adjust stuff, so when I show you the fully finished colored piece, you might notice some differences, but not a whole lot. And here we go, guys, our first Pokemon RPG trainer wielding the Poison Powder Staff. If I had to give her a name, I'd probably pick something like Iris, since that's the name of a poisonous plant. Or you know what, maybe you guys can come up with something better. If you have a better name for this character or even other trainers, you can write in the comments down below. All I ask is just try to be creative. Don't just type butt face or snoggle boobs and call it a day. Next up on the trainer roster, we have the Bubble Beam. Pretty straightforward, a bubble gun attached to a giant canister filled with whatever that bubble juice is called, and I'm sure it's mixed with other stuff to make the bubbles more effective in the RPG world. Now, just like with the Poison Powder Staff, I was also inspired by Splatoon while I was designing this weapon. Also, while I was designing the trainer, if you notice, I based his costume off of Swampert, and I even put a little Mudkip design on the gun. Mudkip is not only my favorite starter, Swampert is my favorite Pokemon of all. I just always thought he was so cool, plus he's one of the strongest water types, at least for now, and I was a fan of him before the whole Mudkip meme surfaced. When I got Pokemon Sword, I later got rid of Inteleon and replaced him with Swampert from my Sun copy. That was how much I loved the guy. Speaking about playing as a kid, I'm curious to know if anyone else did this. So back in the day, when Pokemon was still new, yeah, that's how old I am, I was pretty much the only kid amongst my friend group that had a Game Boy or at least a copy of the Pokemon Red. So because I didn't really know anyone who had the other versions, what I used to do was I went to go to Blockbuster and I would rent Pokemon Blue. So I would play the game and just trade the other starters and certain Pokemon to my Game Boy, and that's pretty much how I would complete my Pokedex. And I do that for Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Silver and Gold. Some might think that's kind of lonely. I just thought I was being crafty since, 1, this was before we could train online, and 2, again, I didn't know anyone who had a copy of the game. And with that, guys, here is our second trainer with the Bubble Beam, leaping into action to cause some major damage until he eventually tosses it for something probably more powerful, I don't know, Surf. Finally, guys, we have Thundershock. Now with this one, I had the cute idea of Rotom taking over your weapon, kind of like how it takes over your Pokedex and your cell phone in the current games. The giant canister on the trainer's back, I'd gotten the idea maybe it could be used to capture electricity and store in the canister, so when it hits a certain power level, it can take that energy, transfer it to the blaster, and then the trainer can zap his opponents to a certain degree, extra damage or maybe extra paralyzing attack. Doing these kind of videos always seems to bring back a lot of fond memories for me, kind of like what I mentioned about what I did at Blockbuster. Another one of my favorite memories was when Pokemon Stadium came out, and I remember my brother, myself, and a friend of ours, we went out to rent the game at Blockbuster, and we spent the entire night just eating pizza and playing the living heck out of the stadium. I miss those gaming nights. I know we have online play, and it's pretty fun, don't get me wrong, but I miss when all your friends got together in the same room to game. Doesn't really seem to happen a lot nowadays, especially with my friends. Everyone's too comfortable to play an online game. I'm sorry, I'll stop ranting. Anyway, here's our third trainer, guys, for the video with the weapon Thundershock. I had a lot of fun working on these and probably will do more in the near future. So if you guys have moves that you'd like to see become RPG weapons or even suggestions for future videos, leave a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.